Hi everybody, it's Kirsten McGoey from Trinity Design in Whitby, Ontario, and we're here for our third lesson on things that you should know when you're first starting out with Photoshop. And what I wanted to teach you today was how to use TouchupTools. TouchupTools are a great way to get yourself using Photoshop. And I'm just going to use the same image we were using in our last lesson. I'm just going to clear out the extra layers. It's a great way to get rid of things that may be there that you didn't want to have. So let's get over to the image, and I'm just going to zoom in on this little guy that we were using in the last segment. And you're going to see along his arm here, and if I just press down the space bar, I get a little hand tool. You can see I've got a little bump there, maybe some dirt over there, and then I've got a few little spots on my lens which I need to clear off of my composition in order to make this a nice looking photograph. And so I'm going to use different touch-up tools in the menu in order to accomplish that. And I'm going to introduce you to 4 of them today. There's the spot healing brush, the healing brush, and the patch tool. And then I'm also going to teach you about the clone stamp tool. So those 4 for today I think is more than enough to accomplish our goals. Now what I love about the spot healing brush is this is the simplest tool ever. So you can see it comes in a circular format, and if you go to your keyboard and you press on the bracket key on the left side, you'll make it smaller, and if you press on the right side, it'll make it larger. And all you have to do is press down on your mouse, and it will sample from wherever around you ask for that. And what I find is sometimes that doesn't always give me the best option. So I'll go back and I'll step backwards and I'll say, well, I want to try differently. I want more control. So using the shortcut J, I can get back to those tools, or I can go and click on them. I tend to be a little old-fashioned. Sometimes I don't use the shortcut, sometimes I do. And a healing brush tool, it works by pressing the Alt key and selecting the area where you want to sample from. So this gives you more control, and since I like to have a lot of control over the tools that I use, this is the one that I tend to gravitate towards, this and the clone stamp tool, which also uses the Alt key to create that little target. So you can see when I move along here, I've selected from an area here that is lighter than these areas. So if I come over and bring that over here, it may not work, but because it's about the same, when I do that, I get a really nice retouch on that area. Now the other tool that we can use is called the patch tool. And the patch tool, you basically just draw around the area you want to get rid of the little mark, and then you're going to pull over to the area that you want to clone with. And this is just a little freckle here, so we're going to leave that because that's part of his skin, but we might go in and we might patch up a few other little areas just to get everything looking nice and clean. Now the other option is the clone stamp tool. And the clone stamp tool literally clones whatever you see, and it works the same as the healing brush tool. You can make it bigger and smaller as a circle by using the bracketed keys, and you use the Alt key to indicate where do you want to select from. So let's just move over here, and let's say that we want to get rid of some of this little shadowing here, some dirt on him. I'm going to press that Alt key, and I'm going to select as close to that area as I can, and then I'm going to drag over and I'm going to start adding that. Now you can see if I go too far into an area where the shadows are not the same, I don't get a really good effect. So that I'm going to have to go back and erase that in order to get the look that I want. So I'll step backwards, just to show you how to do that. Those are your shortcuts right there. Your shortcut would be using the Alt Command and Z. Okay, so they're all gone, and I'm back to the other side. So those are 4 tools, just to recap: the spot healing brush, the healing brush tool, and the patch tool that are really excellent for getting rid of just little blemishes, things that are not part of your subject's normal skin, freckles and beauty marks we keep. And the clone stamp tool is something that we use, again, to clone a part of the photo and put it somewhere else. So that is everything for the touch-up tools, and that's fantastic for getting rid of blemishes, especially if you're doing portraits of people. So thank you so much for joining us for this lesson. You can follow us at trinitydesign.ca, or you can email me at trinitydesignkm@gmail.com. Thanks for joining us, and don't forget to capture that experience.